This holding tank is for people that are on drugs and alcohol, and they put you in here so you can detox from the chemical that's in your body. They put you in this cell, throwing up, yourself. If you want to get comfortable and detox, you lay on the floor. But you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. I don't want to live like this. Nobody wants to live like this.
Detox at the Clark County Detention Center, where the Vegas party comes crashing to an end. But for every addict coming through the back door, detox is just the beginning. Breaking this cycle is the real challenge.
I thought I was gonna make it.
And once they are released and back out on the street, chances are they'll be coming back again.
Is that him? That's our boy.
Now lift it up.
Before prison,
This is jail.
there's jail, where guilt or innocence hangs in the balance. And each day brings you one step closer to your fate. During 1 year, National Geographic followed the lives of officers and inmates in the city of Las Vegas. For a jail that sees nearly 80,000 arrestees each year, you never know who's coming in next.
Put your chest on.
This is the world of hard time. Las Vegas is a town filled with temptations, both legal and illegal. For many of those who lose control and fall into addiction,
Why in the handcuffs? I'm not even drunk.
the Clark County Detention Center is a regular stop.
Yeah, you do every time you come in here. Every time.
Every day, scores of addicts cycle through the jail.
I ain't nothing but a stone cold alcoholic.
You gonna go through withdrawals?
I ain't no telling what I'm gonna go through.
And their journey starts by sobering up, with a first stop in the detox tank.
First day, you barely even go through withdrawals. The second day, it gets worse. The third day, it just gets worse and worse and worse until you're just laying on the floor, puking all over it. It's just horrible.
Detox is a 24/7 operation and a stark reality at the Vegas jail, where many arrestees come in drunk or high.
This is a horrible town to live in for drugs and alcohol. It really is. The detoxers are the most repetitive people. Once they get released, you'll see them back within days sometimes hours.
The recidivism rate for users is over 90%, taxing the jail's resources. But despite the numbers, every addict has a story, how they got here, and why they come back.
To me, drugs brought the best out in me. I could be anybody I wanted to be.
Billy Kimbrell is back in jail again. 5 months ago, he was sentenced to a year for possession of a stolen vehicle. A year he was to serve out of his home. But he's violated the terms of his house arrest, returning to what he knows best.
Whiskey, beer, weed, coke, speed, heroin, lower tabs, Xanaxes.
Having any other withdrawal symptoms today?
I'm just starting to shake now.
So you're pretty much still detoxing.
This is Billy Kimbrell's fourth visit to jail in the last 3 years, with petty thefts and drug charges lining his record. It all began 24 years ago with a single drug-fueled robbery that changed his entire life.
He come at me, I shot him. He died. I was tripping. I was high. I got even higher after it was done because I didn't want to think about it. I was so high I didn't even know what was going on. Somebody called my dad. My dad zipped down to where I was at, grabbed me, threw me in the truck, made me show him where the guy was at. And I saw the hurt in my dad's eyes. And then he called the cops. He saved my life. Went to prison.
Why'd you kill the guy?
$300 stinking.
Billy did 20 years of hard time in the Arizona Department of Corrections. Now, 4 years out, it seems he's stuck in his addiction.
Kimbrough, let's go, bud. Come on.
Look who's in here. You know, they don't send the righteous to jail. So you're with the scum of Vegas. And it sucks that I say that because I'm here too.
Tonight, Billy will start to sober up. But the real challenges lie ahead. To face the consequences of his choices, get back out on the streets and stay sober. If not, doing time may be the only life he ever knows. Thousands of addicts pass through the Clark County Detention Center every year. For most of these inmates, their addiction is now calling the shots.
Unfortunately, when they come in and they're combative and they're cursing at you, name-calling, and then you see their emotions. You see the emotional side. They start coming down off things. You see them vomiting. You see them convulsing. You try to do your job. You try to not give them too much sympathy, but a little bit of empathy. The main thing you want to make sure is that they're not going to die while they're here.
Many will sober up and pass through the jail within days. But others will come back, just as unpredictable and hard to manage as before.
No, she's hurting me. She's really hurting me.
Priscilla Velasquez has just arrived.
I'm mentally ill. What the do you want me to do?
And her history of meth addiction and claim of mental illness makes her unpredictable and potentially dangerous.
So get this bitch don't touch me. Hey, you. You didn't just touch my like that. Well, I'm gonna your ass up. I didn't threaten you. You got the gun in the handcuffs, bitch. Stop hurting me.
Bitch. I'm not a bad person. I'm just bipolar. I can't concentrate.
You all.
And I don't want to fight with them, but if I'm not on my meds, I'm going to fight with them because they're ignorant and I'm smarter than them. Literally, that's how I feel.
Bitch hit me and hit me.
For inmates like Priscilla, drugs seem to be a coping method, a form of self-medication.
I'm bipolar and schizophrenic and I have depression. I don't think I'm an addict. I just think that I do it to cope. It's my coping drug. You know, some people use, alcohol to cope. I use methamphetamine to cope. In Vegas, it's hard to stay sober because everybody in this bitch does drugs. Everybody.
It's a dangerous choice, one that made her harder to control both on and off the streets. And that's why she's here tonight. Priscilla took her father's car without permission, and in desperation, he turned her in. His hope? To get Priscilla off meth and into a mental health hospital. But for now, she's the jail's problem.
Sit down.
And she's becoming a big one.
Sit down. Got two girls. Sit down. Sit down.
I woke up and this bitch was going up. Yeah.
Right, hey, right here.
I just got in a fight with this crackhead that's like 9 months pregnant. She threw some shoes at me.
Stay on the wall.
She said I stole some shoes from her, and I didn't steal from her. Why would I steal her ugly shoes? She's just on crack.
Priscilla seems to be on a downward spiral.
Can I get sent home already?
But fighting the system and other inmates can have consequences, tighter restrictions, and even additional charges that can make getting out that much harder. Over on the men's side, Billy Kimbrough was causing his own trouble. Still in the depths of withdrawal, He threatened staff and is now being held in a medical isolation unit.
She asked me if I was suicidal or homicidal. I said, sure the ain't suicidal, so I must be homicidal. Bam, I'm in a room like this. And this cell sucks. This is where they put the nuts. I'm not suicidal.
The withdrawal process from the drugs is taking a toll, slurring his speech, swelling his tongue and face. And the pain is a harsh reminder of every bad choice that got him here.
I know how to get out of this. Don't do it no more. Well, easier said than done. There's always somebody right here. He's called the devil. Hey, Billy. Come over here. Just one time, just one time. Yeah, one time leads to about 100. I want desperately to never, ever, ever be in a cell like this again and doing drugs. Until I learn how to stop doing drugs. And it sucks. And the is my head more than too. My head more than anything else.
Detox means hitting rock bottom, and Billy's almost there. But it's just a first step. The next is staying clean. And for an inmate like Billy, that may be the hardest test of all. At the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's been 3 weeks since Billy Kimbrell was released from medical isolation. He survived the painful withdrawal, but once again remains trapped behind bars.
That's the biggest thing that's on my mind. You reflect these walls in here, especially now that I'm sober. All you gotta do is think. You're thinking all day long, all day long. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix my life? I know how to stay locked up. I don't know how to be free. And that's the truth, man. And everybody says there's an answer, but no one's showed me the answer to how it is.
Kimbrell has 20 years of prison experience working against him. 20 years to feed the reality that life on the inside is easier than life on the street. But getting back to the street is exactly what he wants to do.
Kendall?
Las Vegas has a house arrest program that offers a different path to doing time behind bars. Overseen at the jail by officers like Barry Lagan.
Your back's on that wall right there?
It's a caseload filled with inmates convicted of low-level crimes, many of them addicts.
The do's and don'ts of house arrest, okay?
And the team monitors them daily in hopes of keeping them from coming back. For Lagan, it's a personal mission.
I was born and raised in the community that I'm working in, and the last thing I need is to have a bunch of people that are just constantly plaguing this very community that I run around in. Good to go, boss. On house arrest, you can influence them by making them go to counseling and also getting them to go to Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. You can get them all the type of help they would need.
Billy Kimbrell's been in the program before, but today he's looking for one more chance to serve his time outside the jail.
So tell me what's on your mind.
What's on my mind is a lot of help. AA, NA, twice a day.
Twice a day?
Twice a day.
The meeting is a chance for Lagan to size Kimbrell up, to see if he's worth one more chance.
You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. However, two things came to mind. First is, obviously, this guy's done time. He knows how to deal with corrections officers. He knows how to deal with law enforcement. The other thing that I was trying to figure out is he a flight risk? Okay, so you just want out.
I'm not a young man anymore, man, and I'm tired of the way I've been living my whole life. So, you know, I want the help.
Lagan offers Kimbrell a compromise. He can leave jail, but only if he agrees to be placed in a sober living facility.
Kimbrell, stand right over here.
It is a second chance, but it's far from freedom.
Okay, house arrest consent form. This means you're going to play along, follow all the rules of house arrest. So they're going to have required meetings that you're going to need to go to, but you said you're on board with all that, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Billy's supervision will be even tougher than before, including a weekly check-in with Officer Lagan at the house arrest office. And the sober living facility will be, in a sense, an extension of the jail. He will have a curfew, but can leave during the day.
Table here.
Movements that will be monitored by GPS.
Okay, you can go put your leg down.
And the stakes have never been higher, because outside the jail, temptation is everywhere.
Because this is your second start,
Yes.
I'm going to be much more critical on exactly where you've been all the time. Okay?
Other than that, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Kimbrell already has been on house arrest once. I've seen some people succeed after their first stumbling block. I've seen people fail even more miserably the second time. You never really know what you're going to get. It really falls within the inmate themselves to whether or not they want to succeed or not.
While Billy has chosen to accept the system's help, Priscilla Velasquez is making her time harder.
Harassing the stupid little officers down there. I was ready to choke her out. That's why I think they put me in here, because I said, I was like, bitch, I'm gonna choke you out.
Her bond hearing on car theft charges is fast approaching, but her threats against the officers has her locked down in the jail's medical isolation unit, their highest form of control. Any items that can be used to hurt herself or others have been stripped from Priscilla's cell, even her clothing.
They won't let me interact with anybody. They said that I'm dangerous. I'm like, how the f am I dangerous? Can you please explain that to me? I'm 24 years old. I'm a little girl.
Medical isolation brings with it a new level of care, constant supervision from the nursing staff, and the possibility of counseling. But inmates need to be willing to accept the help.
I was very concerned about you yesterday. You've got to make it your goal to stay off of that mess.
I know, I do. But see, I don't want to quit. Look, you want to know why I do methamphetamine? Because the doctors cannot give me no drugs or have never had a case like me. With so much energy, with so much ambition, with so much mind power. I've been on 16 types of medications and nothing's helped me. 16.
Priscilla is still charting her own course, and in just a matter of days, she will find out whether she'll bond out to the streets or whether fighting the system will become a way of life, one that could lead to more time behind bars.
I think they're closed.
Should be 5 o'clock, right?
At the public entrance to the jail, Billy Kimbrell is arriving for his first check-in with house arrest. He's been out for 3 days, and already he's in trouble. Billy is more than 3 hours late.
Officer Lagan, this is Billy Kimbrell. It's 3:45, and I'm late, and no one's here, and I don't have no excuses. I don't know what to do, so call me back as soon as you can. I'll wait right here until I hear from you. Thank you.
Billy has spent most of his life in prison being told what to do and when to do it. Out on his own, keeping a simple appointment is proving difficult for the ex-con.
Excuse me, officer. I got a problem. I'm late for house arrest. I didn't realize I thought it was 5 o'clock. There's no excuses. I was on the bus trying to rush over here. My officer's gone. I just realized that I just left my paperwork on the damn bus trying to rush to get over here. And I don't even have I'm at a sober living house, and I don't even have my sober living phone number. Is there any way you can help me out so I can call my guy at sober living and let him know the situation that I'm in?
You can ask the guys up front. They should have that phone number up there for you.
How come you don't have that in your phone?
I thought I did.
It's the only thing you were supposed to do today, right? Let's make this check-in.
Yes.
How did you miss that?
The bus, slow. I don't have no excuses, ma'am.
What time did you get up today?
I got up at 7 o'clock.
to start heading over here at 7 o'clock this morning. They know you're on house arrest, correct?
Yes.
So they know that you have to make your check-in. So I'm sure that they would have accommodated you.
You're probably right, but I was just going.
Priority here.
My priority is to check in. Yes, ma'am.
And stay out of jail. And part of doing that is to do what they required you in house arrest.
And part of the requirements is don't leave the house until I do everything that I do at the house. I don't know. I'm,
Have you been on house arrest ever before?
yes,
And what happened up there?
violated real fast, and I got a second chance.
Well, you're probably gonna violate here again. You're probably not gonna get a second chance this time.
Thank you.
House arrest may be over for Billy before it even started. At the Clark County Detention Center, Billy Kimbrell is attempting to check in again after missing his appointment the day before.
I just wanted to make sure I was here today and had no problems today.
All right. I think he's down there.
He's been out for 4 days, time enough to get a taste of life on the streets.
Because of the extensive time he did in prison, he's very institutionalized, which means he has absolutely no idea how to deal with what we consider very normal circumstances.
House arrest, ma'am.
Kimbrell has been given a second chance at house arrest to serve out a 1-year sentence for possession of a stolen vehicle while living on the streets. But change doesn't come easy. Inmates will stumble, and Kimbrell's lifeline is Officer Barry Lagan. For Lagan, it's a delicate balance of knowing when to be a cop and when to be a counselor.
I can deal with curfew issues. I can deal with a lot of rule breaking and how to fix that. But if somebody's not going to be forthright and honest, then there's really no other reason to continue on with them on house arrest. All right. Just so I'm clear, yesterday you left the house about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Inmates on house arrest must account for every move they make on the streets, and their stories are cross-checked using the GPS locators attached to their ankles.
The day before yesterday shows you leaving the house at around 9:30 and getting back around noon. Do you remember where you went there?
I think it was AA meeting.
What time do you think you got home?
I think 5:36 maybe, 5:45.
6:30. That's 6:25.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
I have no
Everything
idea.
that you said, though, is following on the GPS.
So far, Billy's movements check out. The only hurdle left is a weekly urine analysis, or UA, standard procedure for all addicts on house arrest.
And then once we're clean with that, get the bracelet adjusted and we're gold, all right?
Okay.
So anything that's gonna surprise me on the UA? Excellent.
Nope. Don't tell me there's something in that.
And I think you know what it is. So if you tell me what it is, we'll work on it together. You'll continue to go to treatment. But you and I both know what this is positive for. Did you grab something when you were over at your mom and dad's house?
No. Advil's the only thing I've taken. Advils and ibuprofens. You got me, man. I'm telling you. There should not be nothing in that thing right there. Nothing.
Billy may play it straight, but the 10-panel test tells a different story.
Opiates?
Uh-huh.
Negative.
All right.
Oxycontin? Negative. Barbiturates? Negative. Benzos? Positive.
Benzos?
Mm-hmm.
What's benzo? Benadryl?
Soma, Xanax, something like that. Hey, man.
Maybe, let me see.
Hey. Just need to come clean, brother. That's all.
Benadryl or Xanax.
And it's been within the last 72 hours. It can't be that tough to remember. I already know that there is something in your system. That's not the issue. The issue is our communicating. You know full flippin' well what happened, when it happened, and how much. You're way smarter than that. I'm not dealing with some kind of dumbass that's all cracked out and fried up.
I know.
I'm talking to you.
I know.
Straight shooter, been honest with me in the past, kind of jerking me around right now, and I'm not liking that. So, again, I'm just going to put it right on the line. Let's cut the shit. Let's get to what we know.
Found the Zanny. Pop that man. I still don't know how to function out here yet, man. And
First of all, you have got to wrap your head around the fact that you are an addict in every sense of the word. But you're an addict, and at least in these meetings that you're going to, you have to own up to that, pony up to it, like you said. Those are your words, right?
Yeah.
I am never gonna give you another chance.
Okay.
I know that you can do it. You have it in you. You got that survival instinct, otherwise you wouldn't be here to make it. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna show me that I'm right? Or you gonna prove to me that I'm wrong?
In Lagan, Kimbrell has something he's never had before, an advocate willing to show some faith. But now his fate is in his own hands again, and there won't be another chance.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
If he's gonna fail, it's gonna fail because he hasn't got a good grip on sobriety yet. He may not be able to get past these issues without using some kind of narcotic in his mind to cope with it. He also knows that he's on his last chance. Any more sobriety problems, any more use problems, then he's gonna have to go back in.
For inmates at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, changing life's course is not only about staying clean, it's proving you can stay clean to the law. It's been 8 days since Billy Kimbrell failed his first drug test, and he's coming back to jail for his weekly check-in to take another test. If he fails, he might not walk out today.
I get shaky every time I come to see places like this, 'cause I'm usually going in the back door, handcuffed. I never go in the front door and come out the front door. Even though I'm clean, I still get scared, I get shaky. And I probably always will. I know one thing, I'm tired of the jails, county jails, prisons. I'm tired of that, man, you know? There's a whole new life out there, man, and I'm going through kindergarten right now, you know? I'm starting all over.
How you doing today?
Good, man.
The first challenge, accounting for every move outside his living facility with daily logs and receipts.
And 99-cent store.
You gotta think, man.
Yeah.
Friday. Did you go to a meeting before your check-in?
No, after the check-ins.
Is this the same sheet you're using for both check-ins?
No, my AA sheet has AA with nothing with my AA meeting.
Where's this sheet from the 13th when you checked in?
Kimbrell's paperwork is a mess, but his movements check out.
You are gonna need those sheets, bro, because you cannot, your memory is not good enough.
I know.
If that's the biggest hurdle we got today, that ain't squat.
I'm happy.
All right? Oh, I'm happy. Now with you, dude.
Now for the big test. Is he clean?
So, how's your sobriety doing?
Right now it's going cool, man. You know, I'm not even really tempted to go get a drink. I mean, I think about it every now and then. But
Are you worried about your drug test and all?
No, I'm not worried about my drug test at all.
Okay, good.
But Lagan can't take a drug addict at his word. Billy must prove his sobriety with a fresh UA, or urine analysis.
It's pretty light. It's right. It's not there. Yeah, it's there.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty light.
Was that what he was coming up for last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Today, Kimbrell's test is borderline negative. There's still a faint trace of the Xanax he admitted taking. But it's unclear if Billy is continuing to use or if the drugs have not completely flushed out of his system.
There is a hint of a line. There's a hint of a line, which means it's testing negative. When I want to say barely, I mean barely. Okay? Negative.
I ain't on nothing but my water pills, man.
Right.
Nothing but
and that's
that.
the fluoramide, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing but that, man. Nothing. I don't take none of that shit, man.
They can stay in your system for a long time. And if you took more than that, that would explain why it's taking a solid 9 days, because normally 7 to 10, they're gone.
All right, as long as it's going down. I mean, because I ain't on nothing but my water pills, man. Nothing at all. I'm not up no more, man. I'm telling you, I'm done.
All right.
The test results suggest that Kimbrell is holding up his end of the bargain.
Okay.
At least for now.
Other than that, we're good. That is your first quasi-successful, jacked up log, barely clean UA test walkthrough, but hey, that's better than the last one, right?
Yeah.
All right, I will see you Friday.
Just down the hall, Priscilla Velasquez is looking for a break as well. She's charged with a felony, taking a vehicle without owner consent, even if it was her father who turned her in the hopes that she would get help. Today is her arraignment, where a hearing date will be set, and Priscilla will find out whether she's staying in jail.
Do you understand the charge against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Today, since you're in custody, are you going to be able to bail out?
I can bail out, but my dad won't let me.
What's that?
My dad won't let nobody bail me out.
Okay, well, that's not your father's decision unless, of course, your father's going to front the bond. And then if he decides not to do that, then I guess it is your father's decision.
The judge sets Priscilla's preliminary hearing for 15 days, but it's unclear whether she will remain in custody.
You know, she's accused of taking a car that belonged to her father. While that's not excusable if it's true, she doesn't pose a danger to the community that would require keeping her in custody for that 15 days.
Based upon her contacts with the community and a nonviolent nature of the offense and what appears to be her relatively lack of criminal record, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today. This is your one get-out-of-jail-free card with me. You do not get a second one. Do not miss any court appearances, or else you'll be remanded into custody. All right. Thank you.
Velasquez, Priscilla?
He's like, I'll see you outside. Are you gonna?
Come on out. Right through.
Wait for me outside. Good hope, y'all.
Priscilla Velasquez is now free to go.
I look better than that ugly freaking clothes, huh?
Back to the places that got her here. Back to the streets of Vegas.
Make sure you show up for that court date or a warrant will be issued, okay?
Of course. Vegas is definitely not the city for me. There's only two things that are gonna happen. I'm gonna get mixed up with bad people and make bad decisions. When I smoke methamphetamine, it relaxes me to the point where I don't give a what is going around me in the world. I just care about my life. Hey, freedom!
Every day, inmates like Priscilla leave the jail with renewed determination to stay out. And every night, scores more come back. And it may not be long before Billy or Priscilla are among them. With the ever-present temptations of Sin City, making sure inmates under house arrest are staying on the straight and narrow is an endless task. Part of the daily grind for officers like Barry Lagan.
Your test came back positive for methamphetamine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so unfortunately, I got to take you into custody.
I don't do anything like that. I'm serious.
Firm, ma'am, come forward. Thank you. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, first of all, okay? The percentage of people that never come back into the system are probably pretty few. And the recidivism in Clark County is over 98%. And so anything that I can do as an officer to break that cycle is, to me, worth it.
House arrest is about the small successes, the inmates who get out and stay out. And at his sober living facility, Billy Kimbrell seems to be making progress. It's been 6 weeks since he entered house arrest. But on the streets of Sin City, the fear of backsliding is ever present.
I can't fall off the wagon, because if I fall off the wagon, I ain't getting back on that wagon. period. It's over. So that's sticking in my head right there. And that's one reason why I'm staying clean right now, because I know that my disease is a killer. Looks like it tastes good. I can't be idle. When I'm idle, I start thinking. I don't need to be thinking. So I stay busy constantly, all the time. I'm working all the time. No alcoholic, no drug addict is right in the head. We're just a tick off somewhere. We got that ism. I've lived with so much pain up here in my head and physical pain that, man, I think I'm kind of immune to it. I don't know. But I would be glad when it's gone, though. I'll tell you that much. I would be glad when it's gone. They say I paid my debt to society when they let me out. No, I haven't. My debt to society is giving back and staying clean. That's my debt, and that's what I want. I'm an alcoholic and I'm an addict, and I'll be that for the rest of my life. Whether or not I choose to use is a different story. And right now, I choose not to use. Can I keep this up? That's what's always on my mind. Can I keep this up?
Staying clean, now the biggest challenge for Billy. Giving into addiction means a return to jail, and with it, the possibility of more time behind bars. A jump off the edge that Priscilla Velasquez has just made.
You know what smoking a bowl is, right? You put rocks in a little glass pipe, and then you blaze it up, and you a whole bunch of clouds. I love it. It's my passion.
It's been 4 weeks since she was released, and already she's back behind bars.
When I left here last time, I thought I was gonna be stronger than the drugs, but as soon as you get out there, after a couple of days, that sets in that you're not in jail, all you wanna go do is smoke. You get that feeling in your head like, oh, I wanna go smoke some dope, I wanna go smoke Little Birdie, you know?
Back on the streets, Priscilla hooked up with her boyfriend, another habitual drug user. During a routine traffic stop, police found 8 grams of methamphetamine hidden in their car. She now faces felony charges for trafficking a controlled substance, and if found guilty, could face 10 years in prison, a far more serious crime than before.
I have a really bad addiction problem. I'm addicted to crystal meth, I'm addicted to pills. I can't keep doing these pills, I can't keep messing up. Of course, there's gonna be those days where you wanna go and do drugs, but I can't do it, you know? Because look where it got me.
All Priscilla can do now is sit in jail to await trial and come to terms with the reality of facing prison time. And she's not the only one who has slipped. Downstairs in the house arrest office, Lagan has just received disturbing news. The GPS locator attached to Billy Kimbrell's ankle has just confirmed he's broken his curfew and is wandering the city streets. It's a bad sign that Kimbrell may have lost his battle after all. On any given day, house arrest officers Barry Lagan and his partner Mike Kaiser juggle a caseload of more than 24 offenders. But today, their focus is on just one, Billy Kimbrell.
Last time anybody saw Kimbrell, what was he wearing? Boots and jeans? A gray t-shirt. Okay, well, we're gonna try and track him down, and if you guys hear anything from him, give us a call.
Having fled his sober living facility, Billy is now a fugitive from justice, and his GPS locator is dying fast.
The battery's so low that we're getting a really weak signal. It's about to go, so yeah, it won't be long before we lose track of where his bracelet's at. Is that him?
He looks pretty a little older than too old. Okay. Yeah.
For Officer Lagan, the balance has shifted back from being a counselor to being a cop.
We know he's in this area. We know
This is where he got picked up before. It's not so much luck as just following his habits.
I checked both sides all the way back up to here.
No, I'm saying get in the car and go further down, like 15.
East. Yeah, all the way down Boulder.
After hours of fruitless searching, a call comes in. Kimbrell's been spotted. Ironically, only 1 block from the jail.
Control, David. David Sam 72. Is that him? We'll be 463 at the Golden Nugget, corner of 1st and Bridger. There's our boy. Don't hit him with the lights. Turn around.
Knives, needles, nothing like that.
Any drug paraphernalia? You sure? Yep. Okay.
Kimbrell is picked up and clearly under the influence of something.
We have 1 in custody. We 492 back to county 1 time.
Watch your noggin. You all right? Watch your leg. You want to talk to me, Goose? You were going good to Sunday. And then all of a sudden I look at the thing and hell, dude, you were everywhere.
Went to Walmart, buying a card. Next thing you know, I had a beer in my hand, and it was over.
Okay.
It's the end of the road for Billy. His house arrest privileges will be permanently revoked. He will not get a 3rd chance.
I let you down.
It's all right.
No, it ain't all right.
Well, it's not. But, I mean, 75 days, that's nothing to sneeze at. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know just what's wrong with me, man. You know?
Nothing wrong with you. Except for got some addiction problems. And I know when I first mentioned it, you didn't like the idea of counseling.
No.
But at some point, you're gonna have to do a little soul searching and say, hey, I can't do this on my own. I think I need to get to the bottom of that, what you just said. What's wrong with me?
Can I call you when I get out?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You'll be all right.
I'm gonna give you a minute to think about which shirt you want to keep. The sweater or the blue one? Sweater. You've been here before, haven't you? You figured that out real quick. That's as fast as that.
I need to be locked up. I'd rather be locked up than go through the feelings that I got right now. I'd rather be locked up. Maybe being locked up for the rest of my life's the answer. I don't know.
Great.
You tell people, you know, I'm gonna quit this, okay? How many times I heard that from me out of my mouth? 500, 1,000 times?
Billy will now finish the rest of his 1-year sentence here at the jail, a familiar home. It's another piece of his life lost to petty theft and an addiction he cannot kick.
I had 79 days sober, man. 79. I've never had that in my life since 14 years old. 79 days. I thought I was gonna make it.
He took a really good chance and he did really well while he was out. He was motivated to do better, and unfortunately, narcotics and addictions have sharp teeth, and they weren't quite done with him yet. So, am I disappointed? Sure. Am I gonna lose sleep over it? No. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are like him. Even though you've given them all these opportunities and all these chances for success, they just don't want to succeed.
The sad thing of it is until a person reaches rock bottom, or they're hopelessly powerless over their addictions, that's when they're gonna realize they need help. Until then, it's not gonna happen. It's part of life, it's part of this addiction, it's part of this disease.